I'm going to give you 8 tips I use to fight art block. If you're new here and you just want to watch me as motivation to get inspired to make a piece, or if you like to watch artists produce a body of work, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Hit that notification bell. I want to make the most of every day, so when art block hits, it's very frustrating, especially because when I consider art block is basically I have the motivation to do something, but when I sit down, nothing comes, nothing at all. When that does happen, I do have a list of things and tips I want to do to just fight the art block. And I keep these tips at the ready. The first thing I do is it's a little weird. What I do is I don't create at the exact second. Once I realize there's an art block, I will walk away. I'll take a breather, I'll take a walk. Because I know adding pressure to the fact that nothing's coming to me will only inflame the situation. Also, I will choose basically a different place to do art. Usually my art desk is right there. It's in my room. And if I can't create here, I'll try to go somewhere else. I have done videos where I don't create in my room. I'll do my living room. I will go to a coffee shop. I'll try to do something like on the way to a doctor's appointment or just out in the world. Sometimes being in the actual studio space is just kind of hindering. So I'll go out into the world. Let's say I do go to the coffee shop that day, and usually I will run into somebody, or actually that's not always true, but every time somebody will come up to me and see what I'm doing and try to talk to me. And even those like compliments or that whatever they say is usually very inspiring, or they'll talk about how they have a history in art, and then I feel really motivated, and I'll get something done that way. That actually leads me into my next tip is basically talking to other people about art. When I have art block, it's definitely a time to start diving into like my art community, and I will talk to people who is either going through art block or just talking like to old people from BPA and see what they're up to. And I talk about this tip a little bit in my Stay Motivated video, and I'll put a link to that down in the description. When I'm motivated, but I still can't exactly put anything on a page, I will search either YouTube or Instagram for like an art challenge. I think what's April? Next month is Mermay, and if I ever hit like an art block in May, I will sit down and just draw a mermaid. You'll probably end up with a video here about mermaid, honestly, but mermaid is basically where you can draw a mermaid any and all days in May. There's also a redraw this in your style challenge, and also the 100 heads challenge. I did a video of that a few weeks ago too, and it's always good to create, even if it's not your original idea to create that. Like, it was not my original idea to draw 100 heads, but just being a part of the community, it'll keep you from not creating anything. You don't want to just sit in your art block. I will as well look at my past art, and thank goodness for like Instagram, because you can look very, very far back at the art that will make you cringe. And you can look at that and say, I've improved since such and such time. And if I continue down this path, I will improve some more. And I find looking at where I came from is very encouraging, just to push past that art block. Make sure your art space is really, really organized. I struggle when everything is not out of place and I'm searching for things and like, oh, I would do this, but I don't know where that paint is, or I would do this, or I don't know where my markers are. It really kind of slows the process of you trying to work through it if you can't find what you need to create. So if I have the art block, I will take the time and I will reorganize all my art supplies, which I actually just did. I was going to make a video out of it, but it was, I don't know. But, yeah. I will go into Instagram. There's like an art section that always pops up for me. And I will just dive deep and try to be as inspired as I can by other artists on their grind, doing it every day. And just like, if you wanted to, you could look at their past art and see where they came from and really just try to get inspired. Now, if this makes you feel bad, I don't suggest this. Like, if you're feeling like a jealousy type vibe from this situation, then don't do this tip. But if you can just pull inspiration, this is a really good one for me. My last tip for art block is to think or to do something that excites you outside of art. I like reading. I like music. I have made art pieces based on how I feel about a song. I believe I had a woman holding a jar with a heart in it, and that's because of the song Jar of Hearts by, Christina Perry, I believe. And I would listen to that song over and over again while I was making it, just because I wasn't having a hard time, but it was I didn't know what to create, so I used that tip to create that piece, and I actually made a video out of it. I made plenty of sketches based on books I read. I read a lot of fictional books, and a lot of fictional sci-fi books. So it doesn't really fit into like my portfolio per se, but the characters, I'll draw how the characters look when they do like a big scene or something. I'll draw something from that, and it's just exercise. I'm trying to make sure I do something every day. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow with Finish Fridays. Bye.
Why?